Welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on and I'm stuck. This is Half-Life 2. Played through Steam. Jesus fucking Christ. What the hell is happening? Alright. The 2004 first-person shooter that basically said, hey, so you know how every game ever has character models that look dead and their eyes are empty? Let's fix that, because in this game, I'm just going to talk about that right off the bat. Even though I picked a level where you don't really see a lot of guys, but that's because I like to play this level a little bit, okay? Leave me alone. This is like the only game, or at least, okay, that wouldn't be accurate to say, but it's one of the first games I remember where when I look at a human's face in this game, or at least like one of the main characters, like Alex and Brain and stuff like that, I see a person there. Like, they look alive to me. They did such a fantastic job with the facial animation, it's just, it's scary. Like, especially for the time, right? Nowadays, plenty of characters will have a convincing enough likeness. They will look real, even if they're a bit stylized sometimes. But here, like for 2004 especially, my god, like, and it's the eyes. It's the way the eyes move. There's so much emotion in that. Like, the way the characters just, they don't stare into nothing. I think it's the fact that they actually look at you is what really completes it, right? And that was one of the biggest impressions that this game left on me. Like, when I first saw Dr. Brain on that screen at the start of the game, it was like, wow, okay, that is a real person. It's obviously a video game character, but it's a real person, right? Motion capture is impeccable. Anyway, let's talk about the game, because Half-Life 2 isn't just a bunch of pretty faces. It's actually a game, too, with choices. And watch this. I just made a choice, and I'm not visiting that area. So the original Half-Life campaign was, it generally was quite scripted. It has the occasional moment where you can go off the beaten path just a little bit to get some extra collectibles or something, but generally speaking, you want to just kind of keep going and following the path. And this game is not really that different. Half-Life 2 is an interesting example where it definitely has one foot planted in its own little world, and another foot in the past, in a good sort of way. So for one, how is this game progressive? Well, let's just say that you don't always have to do things exactly like how the game wants you to. Like right there, I just avoided all that shit. I didn't want to deal with any particular encounters. I was like, I just left. Here, typically they want you to like look at the NPC and he'll be like, go here. Because I already know what to do, I can just fucking jump right in, go over here, wait until this guy's done talking.
Is our best bet for taking down a gunship.
Cool, I'm gonna mute you real quick just while because I'm gonna keep talking over this. There you go. Okay, now he's not talking, so I can keep talking myself. So where was I? Oh yes, I was talking about the choices that you can make. So other than the obvious things, for example, the fact that I just skipped those little encounters, there's still a decent amount of scripting to this game because obviously it's a very guided experience. Now, some flack that it's received, and I think is pretty justified, is the pacing. For example, right now, I'm literally just sitting here waiting until I receive my weapon. I've muted the guy so I can just talk over him. You know what? Oh my god, he just drops it on the floor. That's funny as hell. Okay, anyway, now we can go back and actually get the sound going. There you go. Fortunately, unlike my Portal video, I'm not going to have to, use a mod to silence certain characters because there's not that much talking. I specifically am going to be playing through only the chapters which don't involve too much actual character audio because that wouldn't be great for a Let's Play, now wouldn't it be? And what do I mean by the game having one of its feet in the past as well? Well, it took some time for me to realize this, but it dawned on me that the arsenal in Half-Life 2 is very, very traditional to the original Half-Life. Damn, that was fast. Alright, now we just get back in our car, not listen to anyone, just keep going. And I do like how you can kind of still play this like your way, and so you know how in the original Half-Life you can like kill whoever you want, basically turn Gordon into a sociopath if you want? Yeah, well, the same thing doesn't exactly apply, but come on. Guys, you're supposed to open the thing for me. You did it last time. Why are you so sad?
Get going, Dr. Freeman.
Yes, I'm gonna keep going. Open the freaking door. What the hell? Did I break the script thing? I've never had this happen before. Oh, someone opened the fucking thing.
Good luck in Nova Prospect, Dr. Freeman.
Why is no one opening it? This was not supposed to happen. Okay, I guess that's a sign that we're going to be doing a different level. Did the 20th anniversary break something? Well, sure, we're going to return to the main menu and just keep rolling with it, all right? The show must go wrong, as they say. Let's go to Nova Prospect. Because this level actually had some of its assets reused in Counter-Strike, and I find that really funny. Like, there's this one Counter-Strike map, I forgot which one it was exactly. I think, was it Prodigy? I'm not sure. Counter-Strike Source, which is literally just Nova Prospect. It's pretty jarring. But what else do I want to talk about? Did I want to talk about regarding how this... Oh, for fuck's sake, the headcrabs. That's another way... This is another way in which this game is kind of stuck. In 1998, the fact that the headcrabs just kind of pop up out of nowhere and they're super freaking annoying. But anyway, back to the arsenal. So the original Half-Life had an arsenal that was... It was not... No, I don't want to say it wasn't too far from what id Software was doing, because it's actually quite different, right? I mean, you had like an SMG, you had a shotgun, you had a pistol that was very accurate, you also had the revolver, like a slightly more powerful pistol. It was a, generally speaking, fresh take on the arsenal of an FPS game. It wasn't quite like a Doom or Quake arsenal, despite the fact that there are some similarities, of course, especially the way it handles rocket launchers, right? It's very different. And for the longest time, I used to think that Half-Life 2, for some reason, I was under the impression that it was some deviation. It was a big deviation in the way the weapons work. Actually, it's not. I mean, look, I got my pistol, I got my revolver, I got the SMG, I got this thing, which is basically just a heavy machine gun. I got my shotgun, I got my crossbow. It's pretty much the same as it was in Half-Life 1. I got the grenades, which just look different but are pretty much the same, and I got the rocket launcher, which is also pretty much the same. Oh, we also have the bug bait, which is going to be useful later on in this chapter, actually, which will lead me on to talk about something else that I forgot to talk about in my first Half-Life video, which I feel like actually would have been more relevant there, but doesn't really matter. What about the enemy threats, right? Well, they're quite... yeah, I'd say they're quite different compared to how they worked in Half-Life 1. See, the Half-Life 1... human threats specifically, they were the HECU, right? The Marines, the Dude Bros. And their tactics were actually pretty impressive for the time. Nowadays, of course, the fact that they can't move and shoot and all those things, it makes them feel a little robotic, which of course you can use to your advantage. Now, what's interesting is that the Combine will at times not feel super intelligent, despite the fact that they actually are quite smart. They're not fear. They are not fear, but... Oh my god. Oh shit, fucking fast head crab. These guys are the most annoying motherfuckers in the world. And their zombie variants, I swear to god, they make the most horrifying sounds. I'm not going to be playing Ravenholm. At least I don't think I'll be playing Ravenholm for this video. But... I don't know, Valve just have like a knack for picking the most disturbing sound possible. So like the sound that they make is like, okay, they have that stock scream, which is like a stock scream, whatever, haha, stock sound effect. But their second sound when they're attacking you is the sound of like a baby crying, but not like a normal stereotypical baby cry. It's like the one like when a child is about to start crying, that kind of revving sound they make, like an engine. It's so fucked up. Like, seriously, I cannot stand listening to that. It's one of the few things that genuinely gives me chills in this game. Or at least, it gave me chills. Why do they shoot there? It gave me chills the first time I played this game, right? It was just... I didn't expect that kind of sound to come out of a video game that isn't explicitly in the horror genre, right? Because this isn't a horror game. It has spooky moments, absolutely, like all of Ravenholm, pretty much. Run, Gordon, you can make it. There you go. These turrets are actually... very, very simple. After playing this game, considering that I played this many years after the original Portal, I was so shocked to see that these turrets are the exact same as the ones in Portal. I mean, it's the other way around. The ones in Portal are pretty much the same as these ones, but look how generic they are. It's like, whatever, right? They got that cool logo, though, gotta admit. Oh, that frickin' JPEG. It's not a JPEG, it's a PNG, obviously. But in Portal, they actually have, like, this nice personality to them, right? So they're way more fun to... interact with generally. So, oh, for fuck's sake, another head crab. There it is. But yeah, so I would say the Combine are still they're tough foes. I'm currently playing on easy because for a video, I just cannot be bothered to actually try and... Ooh, this is a really, really great bit of visual storytelling. I do think this game handles visual narrative very well, even when there's no other characters. I think my favorite chapters in this game truly are the ones that are very light on the presence of the rest of the cast. Not that they're annoying, I don't mind it necessarily, even though I do kind of like being on my own more. Which is why, for one weird reason or another, I actually kind of like Water Hazard. No, I've actually grown to not despise Water Hazard. I think that the hoverboat segments really aren't that bad, to be perfectly honest. It's really easy to figure out where to go, and there's plenty of fun on-foot sections. Look how he crumples. It's actually what I want. This brings me to something else I wanted to talk about. Am I the only one who feels that whenever a game, or really any piece of fiction, introduces some kind of threat that is non-human, or like beyond human, like, you know, an alien threat, so to speak, it always feels really anticlimactic when you can just take it down with normal human weaponry. I know that the game probably wouldn't work otherwise, but like, for example, the original Half-Life, it always just kind of struck me as odd that you can just use basic ass weapons to kill all of the alien enemies, most of them, all of them actually. And it's just kind of like, that makes them feel so not alien. It makes them feel very grounded and almost human and weak, right? Also, yes, this is the bit where you get to command the antlions. See, they're fun because you can basically just do this and have them do everything for you. Just beat the level for me. Go and do that. Now, of course, you actually have to, you're going to want to do a lot of these things yourself, but you basically use them to limit how much damage you're going to potentially take in the future, right? You still have to take care of these things yourself. I mean, I think they can destroy turrets, but don't count on it, right? Oh, fuck. Don't count on the cavalry finding us here. I have no idea what a cavalry is, by the way. The first time I ever heard that word was in the context of the fucking Overwatch meme. Oh my god, those dudes sent them flying. Look at that. I don't think they can take them out there. Manhacks are the most annoying freaking existence of ever existing. I cannot stand them. Sometimes they feel like it's a good idea to put like a whole level full of them. It's just like in Root Canal, they do that, and it's just like, why? Why would you do that? Now, I do not remember what I'm supposed to do at this point. That's a very common thing when it comes to the Half-Life games. It ain't Half-Life if you don't have to look up Big Mac Davis every 2 seconds. No. I think that, as a lot of people have commented already, the Half-Life games generally have the kind of level design where at first you have no idea what to do, but sooner or later it becomes clear as to what you have to do. It's never anything too obtuse because the developers understand that this is a shooter, not a real-time strategy game or something that requires some advanced tactics and thinking. No, it's really more of a matter of, ooh, why do they bleed blood though instead of their weird green stuff? That's a bit of an inconsistency, don't you think? Anyway, but as I was saying though, that someone's been snogging. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. As I was saying though, it's not too difficult to figure out what to do. It just sucks so bad when the thing you're supposed to do is obvious and then you feel like an absolute dumbass, right? Although, fortunately those moments become fewer and fewer as I get more and more accustomed to these kind of games. Now, something that kind of annoys me here is actually this right here. They've changed the way the trip mines work. In Half-Life 1, the blue ones exploded instantly, and the red ones were signals, basically. They would send signals over to usually turrets. Here, the red ones go boom, not the blue ones. Why did they change that? I don't know. So every time I see a red one, my first instinct is to just kind of honestly run through it and deal with the consequences, but then I remember, oh wait, there will be no consequences because I will be dead. Because they just kill you instantly. Can I get some health? Ooh. Something I like that this game does though, is that they've started labeling the supply packs. Like the supply crates they have their own design. It's not like with, oh fuck's sake, crowbar to death, no. In Half-Life 1, you basically just have to bash every single thing open in hopes of, that was probably not a good idea, in hopes of getting some kind of supplies, whereas in this game, they're always labeled. They have their own design, so you don't have to see now. Oh, I know that these guys, it literally says supply on them. That's a very nice little quality of life addition. I used to think that maybe the supply crates were the big green ones with the green tops in Half-Life 1, but actually no. No. sometimes even totally inconspicuous looking ones will also have supplies in them. And it's a bit annoying because it makes you paranoid. It just means you gotta fucking break everything open. Let's see if I can use a turret to take out a turret. Throw it. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. So what else is there about this game? So obviously the presentation is held up super, super well. Like, it still plays like a dream. It's future-proof. Like, it's gonna age. It's not gonna age. Well, that's what I mean. It's gonna age well forever, right? The sound design. Oh my god! Don't even get me started on the sound design. It used to, for some reason, the sound design used to kind of annoy me in this game. I used to think it was kind of weak. But after playing the game myself a lot more, I realized, no, it's perfect. It's exactly how it has to be. Every single sound is very distinct for gameplay purposes and for atmosphere purposes. It colors the world in this way that feels dark, but communicative. Like, it lets you know exactly what you need to know. It's very informative. I have no idea how to deal with this situation. I'm probably going to die now. And because I'm playing this through Steam legitimately for once, unlike how I'd sometimes approach certain games, I don't have console commands. Unless I have to modify the executable, which is a little bit iffy. I think there are ways to do that through Steam, though. Legit. I'm not sure. But anyway, so basically I can't use God mode to, like, help my way through these sections of the game. Die. But yeah, especially the Strider sounds. Dude, the Strider sound so freaking good. But everything in this game has just such a richness to its quality and character. I especially love it's grown on me a lot, the shotgun reloading sound, truth be told. It used to kind of annoy me. I used to think it was, like, weird and squeaky, but then I realized, well, what if that's genuinely the kind of sound that it would make? I've never used a weapon in my entire life, so I wouldn't know, but they wouldn't make it sound like that, kind of annoying, unless they had to, unless it was supposed to sound like that for real. Let's see if I can just use my rocket launcher on these guys. Is this gonna work? I think it worked. Did it work? Are you fucking kidding me? Does that field suppress? Does it suppress rockets? There's no way. Well, I'm just gonna have to... Shit, that doesn't work. Okay. How do you... Actually, I have no idea what I'm supposed to... I'm just gonna let myself get killed. I've completely forgotten how to progress through this section. That's very interesting. I legitimately don't know what to do about this. Well, let's just check out one more level and we'll call it a day, because we're almost gonna run a little bit over time. Let's go back, return. You know what? Screw it. Let's do Lost Coast. Why not? Let's do a little bit of Lost Coast. Let's load... No, not here. Back. I like that they've united everything together. Let's go open up Lost Coast. Wait a few seconds till it loads up. And then... you know what I really like about Lost Coast? For a while, actually, before I played the full game, I used to just want this and nothing else. But the problem is that on Steam, what they did was they made it so that Lost Coast is now part of Half-Life 2, and you pretty much can't get it separately. Of course, there's, wink wink, still ways to get it separately. But now I just have it as part of everything else, which is very convenient for me. So the thing I like about Lost Coast is just how it's very satisfying to just sort of complete in one tiny little package, right? It's a very self-contained little adventure, and a problem I have with a lot of first-person shooters actually is, unlike, because I'm so used to playing platformers where just a single level can be its own little adventure, and it leaves you satisfied. First-person shooters are generally made to be played for the long run, for the long haul. You want to play through a lot of them to get more out of a single sitting, I guess. For example, if I just completed Nova Prospekt right there, I probably wouldn't have been super satisfied. I would have been like, okay, cool, I beat the level. But it doesn't... The climax, the payoff, the tension and the payoff is paced differently in these kind of games that requires multiple levels to really complete it, to complete the cycle, so to speak. But whereas Lost Coast, I feel like it's structured in a way that feels very complete, like self-complete sort of way. You can just kind of play through it, and that's it. Like, it's a satisfying, tiny little bite-sized 10 to 15 minute adventure, right? It's not even much of an adventure. You're just kind of going through and shooting some guys in the face, right, on this really cool cliffside environment. Now, a lot of this ended up getting sort of repurposed, or not repurposed, but you can find a lot of what feels like Lost Coast in Sand Traps, actually, not Highway 17. This was supposed to be part of Highway 17, but there's actually a little bit of this kind of hillside, cliffside sort of platforming in Sand Traps as well. Oh my god, die. There you go. So you don't necessarily have to... This isn't the only place where you find an experience similar to this, but I really enjoy just playing through Lost Coast. It's like an arcade version of this game. And yes, I know that there genuinely is an arcade version of Half-Life 2 that I think was exclusive to Japan. That's absolutely wacky, just the fact that it happened at all, because this is such a non-arcade game. It has a level of arcadiness to the way that it plays, absolutely, but structurally, I mean, you gotta play a lot of it. It's not a quick burst kind of game, which is why I kind of find its replay value to not be super high, but, you know, when I've got some more free time, I think it is a very rewarding experience to play through multiple times, right? Or at least once, you know, every now and then, because it is a very rich game. Like, it's, even without the episodes, it's such a complete experience, and it feels great to play through. I think I'm going to end it off right here. I'm going to start rambling real soon if I don't. I like Lost Coast too. It's really fun. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Focus on B. What you got to do here is you got to freaking stick one of these in there. There you go. That's going to do it for this episode of Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on. This has been Half-Life 2, Practically Everything, 2004.